Troop 8. 9087. Your performance time begins now.
I-7. That's I, as in I would love to go out on Saturday night. Someone introduce me to your eligible friends. I'll take your eligible enemies at this point. 7.
Is it just me, or is it Arctic cold in it?
Oh, my love, it's so steamy when you talk about getting cold. Freezing, like we're reliving the Titanic.
We did it!
That's me, as in...
The movie! The air conditioning in that theater nearly killed us.
N45, and as in 90, nothing. 45.
Speaking of aircon, I suppose you also let Donnie and I for your fees to good work. The thermostat in the gym has been fixed.
The vents by the weights. Ugh, that's too bad.
Rupert, now that the thermostat is fixed, you don't have an excuse to skip the gym.
I realize. This is why I'm upset.
Well, I, for one, am ecstatic to hit a light aerobics class, or 3, tomorrow. Thank you, Flo, and Donnie.
Our pleasure.
After next week's election, it will be our 10-year anniversary running the Homeowners Association here at Palm Tree Pines.
When it comes to leading the HOA, I give us an A++. We might throw a party to celebrate finally using that digital record player our grandson got us for Christmas.
Not during quiet hours, of course, and sweetie, I believe it's called a music pad. Great to see you two so confident you'll win. It's like my old acting teacher once told me, success is 75% confidence and 50% good hair. They don't teach you percentages in acting school. Well, why wouldn't we be confident? If I may say, Flo and I are the pillars of this gated retirement community. Plus, we're running
Against the Roses.
unopposed. What?
You didn't know? They announced their candidacy last week.
B27.
The Roses, the new couple, the ones with that offensively open-minded attitude.
You know, in my day, people didn't worry themselves with gossip.
Oh, please, Ned. We're all the same age. Your day was our day.
In my day, everyone had their own day.
Your son's favorite football team is an abstract artist?
Is your son handsome? Asking for myself.
My assistant will be by with the supplies.
Let your imaginations run wild.
Did you guys ever think about if pigs really could fly? It'd be terrifying and smelly. What? She said to let our imaginations run wild.
I think it's great we have art classes like this, but Jerry and I both feel there
could be expressing ourselves as a community.
On our last road trip to Sedona, we stopped off at the most inspiring artist commune. There were no restrictions on the length of their lawns, no noise ordinances, and clothing there was optional.
I'd like clothing here to be mandatory, as someone who's seen myself in the shower.
Jerry's point is, just because we're seniors doesn't mean our community has to be such a snooze fest. If we're elected new heads of the HOA, we plan on loosening restrictions so that each home can decorate as they choose.
And instead of enforcing regulations, we'll use the money we save to create more artistic enrichment programs like this one.
No, thank you. What? I'm expressing myself.
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea. Julie and I are all for art notifications. Why, I wouldn't have become one of the most successful car dealership commercial directors in the Tri-County area if it wasn't for the mentor who took me under his wing. Literally, he directed spots for the local chicken joint.
We're so glad you two moved into Palm Tree Pines. It's about time this community embraced some new ideas.
Well, I'm one lonely night shy of embracing a lamppost. Someone hand me the puff paint. Thank you.
All right, who's ready to order?
I'll go first. I'll take the... Bruno, are you sure you don't want to write this down?
Not necessary, Donnie. I got all the pen and paper I need right here. Now, who's ready to order?
I'll do the tuna melt, no cheese.
Cobb salad dressing on the side.
Is the fish fresh?
I call it refreshing. It's frozen.
I'll do the soup.
Same for me. And he'll have the
Burger.
cottage cheese. We're watching your weight, remember?
You're watching my weight. I can't even see my own toes, much less for my own scale reading.
The chicken breast is always so gamey. I'll get that.
Make that too. We can complain about the leftovers later.
We had to issue a citation to the Jonesies last night. Things got a little rowdy when they were playing gin rummy.
Gin rummy, what an obscene name. Why can't they call it something more sensible, like root beer cola-y?
This is why we need you two to stay in charge. Those freewheeling roses think they can win the HOA cheer. They're planning to roll back all of our most important rules. There was even a talk about loosening lawn restrictions.
Loosening lawn restrictions? Why? The only thing we like better than regulating lawns is telling people to get off of them.
This is an outrage. Those restrictions will be lifted over our dead bodies.
Sure, honey. Just remind me to update our wills.
Donnie, you know what I mean. These charlatans cannot usurp our power.
I got a tuna melt with cheese, a Cobb salad covered in dressing, some kind of fish, 2 plates of ham, and Slinky wearing a bow tie. I'll be honest, I have no idea how that got there. Didn't you order the tuna melt without cheese and the Cobb dressing on the side?
We figured out how to order from Bruno. Start with one thing you want, then order the opposite.
See, Donnie and I understand the language of Palm Tree Pines. We know how to get what we want. We can make things happen.
I hate when things happen.
If those two flakes think they're going to take over our spots and disrupt the peace in this community, They have another thing coming. This is war.
Sure. Where's the soap?
Where's the soap? 30 years we've been married. 10 of those, by the way. I acted on the soap, and he asks me, where's the soap? Drives me up a wall sometimes.
At least you have someone to drive you up the wall. I'd settle for someone to drive me to the mall.
On your sides, ladies! Leg lift!
Rupert's been in a real mood lately, too. It's because I switched our detergent brand. Broke out in hives. He's allergic to change.
Jerry and I make our own detergent. And our own dish soap, actually. It's an all-natural formula I picked up from some shamans in Montana. That was a wild trip. It's true what they say. What happens on the energetic vortex in Glacier National Park stays with you. And sometimes makes the titanium screw in your knee replacement tingle. When Jerry and I are head of the HOA, we plan on loosening restrictions so that each home can decorate as they choose.
That would be wonderful. The most traveling I've done lately is from my living room to my kitchen and back, looking for my keys. They're always
In my purse.
Okay, ladies! Let's get on our feet and do a little run in the place. Get those knees up and pick up the pace. Run like a discussion at the dress bar. Silk or wool? Both.
You know out there? It's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Johnny with the stupid remote control plane. What's that banner telling from it?
Mitzi and Jerry. The prospect is scary? What the?
Hey, Mitzi. Hey, you give that back. That's mine.
Is it? It seems to have my name written on it. Is this your idea of a fair competition?
Who said we had any interest in a fair competition? Flo and I want to win, and we will do so by any means necessary.
Well, it's gotta be against community ordinance. Have these tacky things flying through the air.
Actually, Pool Ordinance 24.7b, any resident may operate a remote-controlled vehicle as long as they obtain proper licensure from the head of the HOA board at least 24 hours before use. Lucky for me, I am the head of the HOA board, and won't you look at this? Looks like my license was approved.
You know what, Donnie? That's fine. Jerry and I have plenty of experience playing dirty. Once at a World Music Festival in Marrakesh, we went 2 weeks without showering. Flew through 4 pounds of incense just to cover the smell.
Well, that's TMI. Too much incense.
of Flo and Donnie. That's what it says.
In my day, bingo was just letters and numbers.
I wouldn't vote for Flo and Donnie if you paid me. Flo's words, not mine. Whoever did this is hilarious, though.
Yes, whoever did this is quite the laugh riot. Ha, ha, ha.
Sorry we're late. Our tennis lesson went long.
Her tennis lesson went long. Mine never happened because, as I've mentioned before, I've retired from physical activity. I'm only interested in age-appropriate activities like napping or thinking about napping.
We love tennis. We really do. What's going on?
Jerry and Mitzi thought it would be funny to deface the community bingo balls with slander about Flo and I.
Really? That's so funny.
That's terrible. Who would mess with the bingo balls? They're perfect as is.
We were merely responding to the smear campaign that you two initiated.
Oh, please. Donnie and Flo have done a horrible job running this community for years.
And we love them for it. No one asked you two to enter the race for the HOA heads.
Well, I think the Roses have some interesting ideas. And they can run if they want to. They may improve things around here. Besides, last time I checked, this is a free country.
It's not a free gated community. We pay good HOA fees to live here for those two distinct reasons. We want to stay away from young people. And because none of us want things to improve, improvement is a nice word for making things worse.
Speak for yourself, Rupert.
I do. You just never listen.
So that's how you really feel.
Of course not. I don't have feelings. I feel time from both, too.
The solution is so obvious. You two have to drop out of the race.
Well, I think you guys need to learn to accept change.
In my day, politics never got ugly. There was no slander, no lies.
There is no way that's true. Face it, you two are wrong.
No, you're wrong.
No, you are.
Hey guys, none of us want to play bingo anymore, right? I was just double checking.
They're so smug. I know that expression. It's how I look when I beat my own evil twin at the daytime Emmys.
They think they're so right about everything all the time. I know for a fact that they are always wrong.
Did you want to split the check? Sorry, I meant to say, did you want to split?
Bruno, stop! You're going to hurt yourself.
Although, you are more flexible than I imagined, and stronger. introduce me to your single friends, please?
Bruno, you can put Rupert and I on the same chat. Just because we're fighting doesn't mean I'm suddenly going to remember to bring my wallet places.
How are you doing?
Fine. We've argued before. I think it's a good thing. I'm seen as two colors. This is what I get for marrying a man whose idea of fun is fixing the plumbing. I'll be fine on my own.
She needs me. She doesn't even know how to stop a leaky faucet. Anyways, just because I'm married to her doesn't mean I always have to agree with her.
No. In fact, it usually means the opposite.
Look at them, so full of themselves.
Those loons really think they stand a chance against you and I. We're brilliant, we're efficient, we're highly likable. They're so cocky.
I got some cold cakes and some hot ice cream. Wait, that can't be right. An omelet, a Devered omelet, hold on to Dever, a burger, and a super salad.
In my day, you just got a soup or a salad.
I got the spaghetti. I got the Caesar. I taking our tennis match off this week.
You take rice.
He had the chicken steak.
And she had the lentil soup. You might want to blow on it. It's still hot.
Fine!
Fine.
Why is everyone so tense this evening? Is it because I spilled a little dishwater in the soup?
Welcome to Palm Tree Pines Continuing Education class. The internet. Tonight's lesson, email. Do we really need it?
This wasn't what I meant when I said we should take an online course.
Well, email might seem intimidating or like a waste of time. I assure you, it has many wonderful purposes. With an email address, you can send corny jokes to your friends, sign up for coupon mailing lists, see more pictures of your grandkids. Quiet! Quiet! I mean it! I shouldn't have used the G word. Flo, would you like to help me pass out this handout? Reply all. How to avoid it and why you probably shouldn't do it.
Of course, I'm always happy to serve my community in any way that I can.
Before we begin, I have a question for Flo. How sloppy are your dentures?
Are there teeth falling out of your dentures? Do your dentures need dentures?
What are you talking about?
You tell us!
Asking about my sloppy dentures?
We're trying, but you're being very defensive about it.
You stop laughing, all of you. My dentures are not sloppy. I don't have dentures at all.
And what's wrong with having dentures? In my day, people were born with dentures.
Nothing is wrong with having dentures. I I believe there's a place in the world with people for all tooth types. My teeth just happen to be mine.
Mine too. Paid them off in February.
Will everyone settle down, please? We've got a lot to cover, and we haven't even gotten to remembering your password.
I can never get past that part. I guess that's why it's called a password.
Mitzi, you seem energetic tonight. Would you like to assist in a demonstration on why not to use all caps?
Sure.
Oh, what the? I've heard of couples being attacked at the gym. This is really something. You did this. You first. Okay. And this glass is an example of something you might see on the internet.
Trim the fat, I say.
Can we take a break?
Well, most of it.
These gutters are so dirty.
They are. And I love that your mind is always so in the gutter.
And those yuck-yucks want to lift restrictions on acceptable car wash hours. There will be suds and mud running through the streets at all hours.
Not on our watch.
Not on our watch! Darling, have you seen my watch? I have to yell at Stanley Johnson and his standard poodle to stay off our lawn at 5:30 sharp.
Nothing like greeting the day with a little cardio and a smile.
You see what I had to deal with?
Mitzi, you were saying if you and Jerry might win, you might try to get yoga in the park? I love yoga. It reminds me of Los Angeles, and Los Angeles reminds me of getting attention from strangers.
Yogurt in the park.
Close. Yoga. It's a form of witchcraft where they cast spells on you by stretching.
Not on our watch.
Not on our watch!
Please stand up. Please stand up.
Do you hear what I hear?
It can't be.
I'm sorry. Can we help you?
Oh, hi. I'm Amy. This is my sister Tony and her cousin Zach. We're Gertie Johnson's grandkids. She lived here till she passed in November.
Gertie Johnson, rest her soul. Short hair, always wore too much perfume.
Thanks. We all miss her too. Won't be the same being here without her.
And what do you exactly mean by being here?
We're staying at Grandma Gertie's place over on Elm Street, but you won't be seeing us much. We stay pretty busy. All of us are in grad school. I'm studying to be a doctor.
A doctor? The mortal enemy of old people.
All you do is poke and prod us.
I'm sorry, but your kind are not welcome here.
Our kind? It was Grandma Gertie's wish that we would have a clean and quiet place to live while we finish school. And I'm sure your Grandma Gertie informed you that this retirement community is open to residents age 65 and above only. And that ordinance is strictly enforced.
She didn't, but we're nice people.
Amy here makes the best chocolate chip cookies. Maybe we can have it all over soon to try them.
And I saw there was an aerobics class in the fitness center. I'd love to join you ladies there sometime.
Join us in the fitness center. Our fitness center. That sounds great.
say, I feel like you could use less books. All right, I'm here for the snacks.
Well, I thought the book club was amazing. Did anyone guess that the sun was the killer?
OMG, I am totes in. This is gonna be ridiculous.
What's that? What language is the girl speaking? Is she all right?
She's not being literal. At any rate, I love to open discussion the foreshadowing in chapter 7. Anyone see the tree as a metaphor?
Excuse us. We are trying to conduct our book club.
Oh, of course. Do you guys need help reading? If your eyes are bad, we can help.
Bad. Okay, they're not great, but they're usable. We can read, sort of. You're being very disruptive.
We're sorry.
We'll tone it down.
Most deaf.
We're not deaf either!
Ingrates, practical my nose. In my day, we didn't go to grade school. We just went to wars.
As I was saying, the theme of patience. I'm going to throw them out the window!
Sorry. Zach showed me the funniest video.
Finally found something more annoying than books that don't have pictures.
It's a woodhouse, Jay. You can tell by its prominent crest. Christmas morning! Young lady, you've got to pay attention to where you are.
Sorry. We're in the middle of a bird watching club.
I found a duck. Mitzi and I think we spotted a nest over there this morning. We think it might be a rose-breasted grosbeak. Gross! Look, if you kids need headshots for some reason, I can put you in touch with a photographer I know. But you're really in the way here. This is not a good place for you.
Actually, the lighting is perfect here.
No! This place, Palm Tree Pines, is a retirement community for seniors.
Our dead grandma said we could stay here. Leave us alone.
Leave you alone? We were minding our own business, and then...
Okay. Let's just calm down.
I swear to loose goose. You kids need to hightail us for today. Understand?
Welcome here.
This is a very peaceful and quiet community.
What on earth is going on?
Perhaps we need to issue some noise violations?
Will you guys excuse us?
No,
Please?
we will not. We have every right
Not
to be...
you guys. Romper room. Why don't you kids get a slice of pie at the cafe? But on me. Help for another pivot on my tab. College kids will do anything for free food. And there's no way Bruno will be able to find my tab.
They're a nightmare. Constantly blocking the roads while they take pictures of themselves. They're like speed bumps with better skin.
Yesterday in the fitness center, that Amy did 200 sit-ups. I just moved to a retirement community to not be the best person in aerobics class.
And they've been bringing in pizza delivery intruders.
And fresh new ideas. I hate fresh new ideas.
Everybody calm down. Mitzi and I have something to say.
Whoever said we wanted to hear what you had to say?
I think you might Look, Jerry and I are new to Palm Tree Pines, but already we've seen that a lot of different personalities live here. Some of you guys are glass half full people. Some of you guys are glass half empty.
I don't care what kind of glass it is, as long as I have something to drink.
The point is, we all have our differences, but we all have so much in common too. We all love talking about the weather and adjusting the thermostat. We all love eating dinner at 4 p.m. And we all love our community.
We also love staying away from young people.
This community was founded on the idea that no senior citizen should ever have to interact with someone who looks like a senior in high school. And these interlopers, with their grad school and their dewy complexions, have threatened life here as we know it.
Which is why Mitzi and I have decided to rescind our bid for the head of the HOA board.
Getting these young people out of here as soon as possible is of the utmost importance. And we need experienced leaders who can take care of it quickly. Donnie, Flo, we're officially pinning our faith in you.
I don't know what to say, except you are absolutely right to put your trust in us. Thank you for doing what's right for me. Sorry, I meant all of me. Us.
Us won't let you down.
Sorry I let politics cause such a rift between us.
Not sorry as I am. I tried to make spaghetti last night after you went to bed. Ruined it before it's even time to add the sauce.
How do you mess up boiling water?
You're supposed to boil spaghetti in water?
We might be opposites, but opposites attract. Or at least they have for the last 40 years anyway. Our differences are what make us work. Let's promise to never fight over political issues again. Deal?
Deal. Is retiring from vegetables a political issue?
Are these old people?
Oh, we could totally tag you guys in this. Tag us? What does she think we are? Sales items?
I believe she's referring to graffiti.
Now, let's see here. According to Section 23.5 of Palm Tree Pines Rules and Regulations, no tenant under the age of 65 may occupy a unit for more than 48 hours without the express permission of HOHs.
That's us.
That's nice. We're not leaving. I'm sure you're also familiar with Section 33C, which stipulates that all estates of deceased residents will be dispersed according to the terms set forth in their wills. In other words, we can stay here because our grandma said so, and there's nothing you can do about it. Second year law.
Let me see. Darling, I don't have my reading glasses on me. Would you mind?
That brat is right.
I used to be a lot better at throwing the book at people.
more.
I can't totally recommend that.
What's going on?
Sunrise Glee, our new daily club.
Coupons in my pocket! Thank you. Now I beg you, please be reasonable. It's the middle of the night.
It's 6:01 a.m.
I haven't been up this early since I was born. Please, we're exhausted. Can't you all sunrise knit or something?
They lied about having coupons. That's the one, everybody.
What do you want? We'll do anything.
Anything? Anything. Just please, let us go back to bed. I have a class at the crack of noon.
Sure thing, dear.
Thank you.
As long as that bed is outside the perimeters of Palm Tree Pines.
You guys really don't want us here, do you? See? Who says young people are dense?
Look, kids, it's nothing personal, but the reason we moved here was to get away from people like you.
You guys have the rest of your lives to be old. Let us have this one thing.
Fine, but just so you know, our parents will not be happy about having us back.
That goes without saying.
It worked. This means we're done with the singing.
Right.
You betcha, honey. Just in time for an early bird aerobics class.
I say we keep doing this singing stuff.
Well, it was something to meet you guys.
Oh my. Lovely to meet you too.
What? He's going to be a doctor. I may be old, but I'm not stupid.
Hello, my little ladies and lords. All right, the very first thing I wrote, I was like, oh my God, this is maybe the most precious thing I have seen. A bunch of 11 to 14-year-olds pretending to be in their 80s and 90s. This is really, really funny. Did you guys have fun putting this up? You sure seemed like it. You sure seemed like it. And I was curious, like the whole time I was watching, I was like, I wonder who is basing this off of their own grandparents or like an annoying neighbor maybe down the road, or I don't know. But it seemed very, like everyone was very particular with what they put together. It was really, really, really funny. Yeah, I was just loving the caricatures, the voices and the costumes. Hold on, there is one person, because there's like 64 of you, my God. Hold on, who's the one with the really high voice? Where are you? All right, what's your name? And your real name? No, this one with the, yeah, you. What's your name?
Abby.
Abby? That's your real name, not your, okay, I guess that wouldn't be an old lady name. All right, Abby what?
Kelton.
Okay, thank you. I just have to know for things. Okay, all right, awesome voice. Like, oh my gosh, so much fun. Like, every time you said something, I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. It was just all around, like, super fun. Jazzercise instructor, I assume jazzercise, is that what it was supposed to be?
Yeah, aerobics instructor.
Okay. Your neck wrinkles are just killer. That was a wonderful detail that you added. You were like in character the entire time, and I am here for it. Thank you very much for sticking with it.
Thank you.
The young people joke landed really well. I wrote that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but the entire audience erupted. So that was great. Like this whole show was a joke. It was really cute. The kid that had the mustache that fell off. It was a good save though, man. Like we saw, but you were like doing a real good job, and you turned your head around because it was like I was wondering. I'm like, what else could he have done? I mean, he could have just went with it, but no, that wouldn't really fit the show, even though it's silly. So I think you did the exact right thing because those mustaches are a pain. Yeah, so that was really a good save. Yes. And I think the only critique I would say, I wrote this question. I said, why the big butts? It's really funny, really funny. I know exactly what the body type is that you were going for. That was, okay, thank you. With that being said, like really funny, but we do want to like make sure that above all else when we're doing storytelling as we are telling the story and like the conflict is the two dueling HOA old couples, and then the secondary conflict is the young people. So I was missing a lot of like the dialogue because Big Butt was coming around in the back and then the whole audience was cracking up. What is happening back there? So like really funny. Like I'm not saying, don't have that in there, but just I guess be mindful about like when are we going to throw those gags in. But yeah, like that's nitpicky. This was a really fun, silly show. I feel delirious after 2 days of one act, and I'm like, this is just perfect. So you guys did a great job. Thank you for entertaining me.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful job, guys. There's a lot of people, and I know how hard it is to collaborate, especially when there's so many of y'all. Like a lot of different personalities can be clashing, but you guys pulled it together really well as an ensemble because there were like 45 of y'all on stage at one time. It was a lot, and it was really good, though. In My Day, Guy, loved it. Every single time you said it, I was like, yes, the joke continues. I loved every single time you said that. I love the reaction to the grandkids. When they walked in, everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's the plague. Like, don't talk to them. They cannot be here. I just love how you guys reacted to that. And some kids and young adults nowadays actually act like that. And it's so gross. You've never met one like that? It's gross, but it's like you guys nailed it so well. Wherever the young ones are, like you guys did it so well. And it was a little over the top to bring it to the show. But like also the reaction of the elders, it was funny because it was a little over the top as well. It was just a really funny piece in general. Hat guy, you, funny. Glass, you, nope, yep. When she said the glass half empty, I love your reaction to that. Like, yes, I'm always fighting for the negative. And it's just like a really funny thing to bring out. I don't know why sometimes the older people are just, not everyone, but like, we've all met that older person who's like always grumpy, and I feel like that was you, and it was very entertaining to watch you throughout the show. Teacher for the online class, fantastic. I really loved your voice, your character. You did really well with that one. I liked it. Julie, nice job staying in character. Everyone did a great job staying in character, but I like when you started talking, I was like, oh, we got our theater girl right there. Even before you said like all the headshot stuff, I was like, okay, that's great. I loved it. All the gossip going on in the background was really fun. Again, I don't know if you ever hung out with your grandparents and their friends. There's a lot of gossip that goes on, and it is so fun. You guys captured it very well. What?
All the old people I know talk about that.
But they're gossiping about all the funerals. They're talking about all the funerals they went to. Sorry, that's probably not a good thing to say. It was very entertaining. I apologize if I offended anyone. Seriously, I didn't mean to say it like that. It was very entertaining. Again, like she said, watching a bunch of middle schoolers try to portray people who are 60 to 80 years beyond your age now is so entertaining. So great job with that. The makeup's great. The costumes are great. Donnie, loved you throughout the whole thing. When you pulled your back, that was super funny. So good job.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. You should be super proud. This was so much fun. I stopped typing because I was laughing so hard that I couldn't keep typing. I've never seen so many old people on stage. I felt like I was transported to the Villages. And if you haven't been to the Villages, this is real. And the reason why people were laughing is because although it was very caricaturist, these are real things. I've seen all these things happen. My grandmother say these things, and it's just that I think you captured the essences of it without feeling like you were making fun of anybody. It feels like we were having fun with you, which is I really like. I hope your grandparents get to see this and get to laugh a little bit, because one day you'll be there too. You already shouted a couple of my favorites, but I wanted to shout out to the waiter, Bruno. Is that Bruno, right?
Yes.
Bruno, I really loved bringing out the food and like commenting on the food. And I want to say there were a lot of extras going on, and I loved how you could see the extras in the back of the lady with the big hips right over here walking. That really just helps set the scene. I'd say if you were to continue to do this, you have a lot of set changes. You might be able to simplify it and cut back on some of the tables and just make it a little simpler, and that way your set changes will go a little bit faster, but that would be my only critique if you were to continue to improve this for next time. Really nice job.
Thank you.
Hi, friends. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. I have a catchphrase now, apparently. No. Can we get a round of applause for your costumers? Are y'all on stage right now? Are they hiding? Stealthy? Over here. A round of applause, guys. Holy cow. Not only having to dress that many people, but having to come up with individual looks that are distinct and showcase character for this many people, like you've done 2 shows worth of work. So good job, seriously, guys. I'm very impressed. I really loved the professionalism that was going on backstage. So much great stage etiquette. The props table. First of all, my props team also, y'all are crushing it. That was a charcuterie board of a props table. It was gorgeous. Everything was laid out perfect. Lots of great communication happening as well between both crew and cast, and just really solid transitions. And overall, I was, again, this is I think second show in a row where it was this is a lot of people back here, but it didn't feel like a lot of people. And that really is a testament to you guys putting the work in to make it flow and feel really good. So you should be very proud.
Thank you.
So I moved chairs this time, but would love to give ASM team backstage, y'all. Those transitions were insane. I saw all the people came on stage, and I got very nervous, and because it felt chaotic to me. But that was a very smooth transition every time. It was great to watch. And my stage manager friend, good job for timing the show on your phone. Definitely, I don't know if you heard my conversation earlier. Definitely, I'm a person who forgets to time the show on my phone. And I also glanced over at your prompt book. I loved how the prompt book was very nice and clean, and cues were on the same side. And I could definitely, if I had picked up the prompt book, I would be able to call the show just how good it was. So applaud for that. That was really great. My only eensy teensy tiny little note would be I heard ASM's calling clear backstage, which ASM's, I applaud y'all for doing that. In a big show like this, it sometimes is needed. Sometimes the stage manager can't tell when they're if the transition is actually good and we can bring up the lights. There was a couple times that stage manager, you did bring up the lights, but I also understand we're in a time crunch and you wanted to keep the show going. So definitely understand that aspect. But if there was no time crunch, I would say wait for the official all clear from your ASMs, just so we can have a nice transition. But yeah, that's all my things. I really enjoyed it. Thanks, y'all.